I feel very much part of the local community here in Portobello. I discovered the orchestra just by chance when I happened to spot a double bass walking past my flat some years ago. And I decided one evening that it had to be a regular occurrence, having possibly seen this person for the third time. So I dashed out and tried to follow him and guessed where what he was doing, and by chance ended up listening to the Portobello Orchestra's final rehearsal before the concert. And I must have spoken to the right or the wrong people, I'm not sure which. Started playing with the orchestra for the next term and have been doing so more or less ever since.
Portobello Orchestra was founded actually in 1973, so that's just over 50 years ago now. At its foundation, it was part of the Kensington and Chelsea Adult Education Programme, so it was managed by the council, and the objectives of it was to give people experience in playing in groups. So initially it was open to any musicians, so it wasn't really very well constituted as an orchestra. It had lots and lots of wind players, very few strings and things of that sort. But as time went on, it gradually grew, got bigger, got more ambitious, until around about the year 2000, it then went independent from Kensington and Chelsea and became a charitable trust in its own right. And that's the form in which the orchestra now exists.
See how hard working the first one? Look at the rest of the team. Look at the rest of it. Give it round. Show the empty chair.
So it's actually organised and run entirely by the members. There is a committee of the members who are trustees of the orchestra, and they're responsible for making sure that it fulfills its aims, which have now become to perform concerts, and to encourage musicians to come and join and play with us.
Well, we usually have a concert with sometimes a concerto, always with a symphony, and maybe an overture or a shorter piece for a variety in the concert.
I think over the last 20 years it has, I think, broadened a little bit. The orchestra size, I think, has gone up slightly. We have a very wide range of players.
Sounds really, really lovely. Can I have Titty, please?
It's good to work on the pieces, and they get better as you go through the rehearsal. So you see an improvement, I think.
Any social activity is incredibly important for just general well-being, living a healthy life.
Every member pays a fee, and that's one source of income. The other source of income is from ticket sales, and the orchestra pays fees to two professionals, a professional conductor and a professional violinist who is the leader or concertmaster.
Oh, yeah.
The Portobello neighbourhood is very, very diverse. You have every nationality under the sun here. There are certainly a lot of people who are cultured here. I mean, there are a lot of actors for a start. Several film production companies, for example, Paddington Bear was done here, filmed right here, and of course the ever famous Notting Hill.
So there's a long tradition, going back to Pink Floyd and so on, and the pop music, Afro-Caribbean music, the steel bands and so on.
It's always something going on, to be honest, on the square or, you know, next door or even here. Under the canopy, we have like vegan market as well. So yeah, I think it's great. Great neighborhood.
Very vibrant, very artistic. Even more so in August when the carnival is here. It's all over London, comes to celebrate the multiculturalism of London.
I'm a magician, so I do performances here at the weekends, and I live around this area. It's got a nice sense of community.
It's probably the most multicultural place on earth. That's why I love it. Yeah, love it. It's brilliant.
Before, you used to get all the musicians, all the artists. This was the central area where they gathered. People like Bob Marley and all these others, that they were here. I think this was the place where everyone met. And all the artists were together. It was a really vibrant community, especially locally down Preston Road and places like this. It was really, really good. But lately, since that film Notting Hill, it's totally spoiled everything. Because what's happened is that Notting Hill on the map worldwide, and all these people are coming in now to live in the area, which means the people who used to be here before, this the artists, the musicians, and the painters and so forth, they can't afford to live in the area anymore. It was unbelievable. It was so good. Even now it's good because you've still got multicultural community. And people all over the world are here, they interact, no problems, no tensions, and it's really, really good.
We have moved around over the years. We've had to change venue. So we try to encourage local people to come along. I think it's quite unusual. You get people watching the rehearsals sometimes, looking in and wondering what's going on. It's been an unusual thing. I don't think any other orchestras rehearse in this church.
That it's a local amateur orchestra, and there is classical music, music concerts from time to time at All Saints. I think it's an area that, are interested in music. They had good attendance at the concerts.
I know the church very well, yes. Unfortunately, it's never for the right, never for the right reason, because, it's like when somebody like pass away or whatever, then I'm always attending there because of the neighborhood I got for customers for so many years, and unfortunately, I see them going, which is not very nice. I've never been there for a concert now, but now that I know that it's there, I'll go.
I know All Saints Church, but I've not heard of the orchestra, but maybe I'll come in along and have a look, yeah. So I think what they should do is promote it, put their pictures out, posters.
That's no problem. We can put up a poster, advertise, customers come by, even tourists come, they look at the meet, they look hard. Orchestra. Then they know, because they're looking for things to do. But at the moment, all the tourists do is that they go down the road, take a picture of the coloured houses and the blue door, and that's all they know.
They're a local amateur group, I think. Yeah, they sort of been going for a long time. I'm sure they're good though. They come in for strings and accessories.
Portobello Orchestra is a community-based amateur group of musicians, but they're quite talented. I think they're people who devoted themselves to other careers for pay and for life, but have talent and an interest in music. And I've heard them play on several occasions. They're fabulous.
The church that's All Saints Church, Notting Hill, is a particularly good venue. I think it has a very nice acoustic, not too echoey. It's a high vault so that you can get a nice, clean, crisp sound. It's very easy to set up the orchestra here because there's lots of space, and the people who run the church are very, very supportive and very helpful to us. Generally make our life very much easier than it would be otherwise.
The break's very important. This is the bit when we all socialise. We get to know each other better. We're not just sitting in our desks. We've known each other for years, many of us. We've been here for decades in some cases. So this is an important part. It's just like a social club. It's an important part of the whole orchestra rehearsal. So everybody takes their turn. There's a section each term as to who brings the milk and biscuits and is responsible for making the tea. So yeah, we share it around.
And we're possibly more social than most groups. We like to go away, preferably out of the country for a long weekend, occasionally, although that hasn't happened for a while. And we go away for a weekend every spring and just play music all weekend. And then, of course, after each concert, we have a very well-attended post-concert supper, And then, of course, a small group of us go to the pub after rehearsals, which is also very important for one's social interaction and sense of belonging.
We always have a weekend away, so we always, we're having breakfast together, we're having lunch together, and we spend the evening in a local pub, and so it's a whole weekend of being together. So we're really quite good friends, many of us.
Okay, good. Don't worry about that, yeah?
Well, the orchestra is quite diverse. Because it's in a fairly central area of London, and it's an area where there is certainly a largish itinerant population, students coming over for maybe a year or 2 years.
And sometimes it's only for a term or two because they're visiting the country, they're working here for a short period of time. Other people have lived here for years and years, and we come for years and years. So we've had long stay people and short stay people.
So we do get members who come from all over Europe, Italy, France, Germany, Spain, and from the rest of the world as well. We've had quite a few Japanese people who've been playing with us, and quite a few from places like Hong Kong.
I'm from Spain, I'm Jose, and I play the oboe in the orchestra. I've been in the orchestra like almost 2 years now, and I'm living in London because I'm teacher in the Spanish school. So this is really my English part of the week.
I'm from Ukraine. I really enjoy it. I play second violin.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The term-to-term running, we usually have 8 to 10 rehearsals for each concert, and we do 3 concerts each year. We've worked with quite a few conductors. Up until this last term, we had a conductor, Sam Jones, who actually, in his day job, he worked in arranging and orchestrating media music.
If you hit them but don't go too far with it. Tom,
So he was a very nice person to work with. He was always very patient. He took it very calmly when things went wrong. I think that's one of the characteristics that you really need for a conductor in an amateur orchestra. They have to be very sympathetic and understanding, because often, the role early on in the rehearsals of the conductor is really just to spot what's going wrong and actually put it right. So in fact now we've been looking for a new conductor, and we have a guest conductor this term, who is Meg Storer, and she's similar in style, but she's, I think, a little bit younger, and she's bringing with her a lot of enthusiasm for the music. She's trying to inject something a little bit different into the orchestra.
I just try and bring a sheer love of music. If they have someone smiling at them on the podium and encouraging them to try new things, there is no such thing as a bad mistake. If you make a mistake, it just means that you learn from it and you move on.
I think we all have our favourite composers, our favourite works, and you get a real thrill out of playing some of those works. For me, it's Beethoven symphonies and Tchaikovsky symphonies, really. And some of the overtures, the sort of shorter works as well.
I think one of the things that you learn from it is really listening to what other people are doing, how it all fits together. It's quite tiring, actually, to play for a whole rehearsal, but it does keep you alert mentally, I think, and to some extent physically, because there's quite a lot of physical movement in playing a musical instrument.
I feel very nervous at concerts. It's an amateur group, And we all learnt at school, many of us, and playing in a concert when you're playing some of the best music is very difficult and challenging, so I feel very nervous. When you're a wind player, you have a solo part, and I find that difficult. I enjoy it too because they are great parts to play, but it's hard.
I think playing in the orchestra is an amazing experience.
It's my passion. I enjoy a lot.
Gives you a wonderful social interaction.
I've got a group of friends. It's more than just a Monday night.